All right, the challenge is in front of you. Do you accept it? I hope so. Keep the game on. Play the challenge. It's solo challenge, Madden Ultimate Team. And here are the Lions now as they get set on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. Whoosh. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? Touchdown, Detroit. Marshawn Lynch, 76 yards. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
They'll look to throw. And he will dive into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is successful. Opening drive touchdown, and two-point conversion.
Amazing nowadays for the kickers. I've actually talked with a few of them. They're more concerned about the point after touchdown than actually missing regular field goals. So maybe the coach is taking some pressure off here and just going for 2 and saying, I'm saving you for the big stuff later.
He's hanging out by the net. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. They'll run it here. This is James White. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way. That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. On 3rd and long, it's Brady. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward. Bad start to the ball game.
Yeah, not the way to get things going.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And there he goes. Chad Johnson in the clear. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
That's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he's had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
And he will dive into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is successful. So 2 successful two-point tries now for the...
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or two-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. And I put my first tally mark next to the Brady to Gronk counter here.
I think it may be the first of many because once they get going, look out, things tend to snowball.
Now White lost the football. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back. But it will be a loss on the play. Too bad. Can't win them all, though. Come back, try again. Thanks for playing. And the offense readies for a first down and 10. They'll come going here to start the drive. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On second down, here's Brady. He hits Gronkowski on the out route. And he is out of bounds just a yard or two shy of the 10. Brady to Gronkowski, cover athlete to cover athlete for a Patriot first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Brady to throw on second down. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Mario Williams in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to...
And he's going to go down again. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. In his 5th year from La Tech, here's the lefty Ryan Allen to punt it, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. So out now come the Lions. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And he fires one incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. They'll look to throw here. And they'll let it go deep for Cruz. Oh, wide open, complete. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big play on third down for the Lions. 57 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions Lions touchdown. All right, nice job. I believe that is challenge met and defeated from where I sit. Congratulations. Good job on this Madden Ultimate Team solo challenge. All right, it's Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. You know the drill. Let's get right down to it. And on second down, the offense gets ready to rock. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And some room to roam now. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And his throw is incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
Yeah, really turned it loose, didn't he? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
Brady again here on 2nd and 10. This is White on the screen. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Brady. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Allen on to punt as he gets this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They start the drive with Lynch. And he's got room. Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Detroit. Marshawn Lynch as the first half is winding down. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see a... Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. And this is caught in the middle of the field. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
Throwing on first down is Brady. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And now it's 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Brady down. Got a man complete. It's Chris Hogan. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before half for Brady. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. And that does it for this one. Pat yourself on the back. You just completed and dominated the Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. All right, you saw the challenge on the screen. I don't need to repeat it. It's Solo Challenge. Madden Ultimate Team. Go earn your keep. The Patriot offense set to go as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of space, a little bit of time so you can make a move. There was none there for him.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball pair. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Ryan Allen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it at around the 40. Touchdown, Detroit! So that does it. Put this one in the books. A successful Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. See you next time. All right, so the challenge is laid out in front of you. Can you complete it? We're about to find out. Solo challenge, Madden Ultimate Team time. Let's go. And now the offense getting set, 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to float this over the... It's caught at the 10. It's a big play there for the Lions. 44 yards. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They got a chance to strike.
They're going to look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dante Hightower able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead. So how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. They'll try and run it here. And he will dive into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is successful. And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. They were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes you can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Patriot, Darrelle Revis. There he goes, right side. The 20. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, that interception by Darrelle Revis will seal a victory for his team. And that doesn't surprise me as much as maybe someone actually throwing the ball in his territory with the game on the line.
Takes some guts, and obviously there he made him pay in a big way. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. And that does it for this Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. You did it. You defeated it. Congratulations. We'll see you next time. right, your challenge awaits. Can you fulfill that solo challenge? Time to find out. It is indeed the solo challenge, and it's Madden Ultimate Team time. And here are the Lions now as they get set on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. There could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Now you could almost hear the collective. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marshawn Lynch, a 20-yard touchdown. Nice job. Congratulations, defeating the Madden Ultimate Team solo challenge. All right, the challenge is in front of you. Do you accept it? I hope so. Keep the game on. Play the challenge. It's solo challenge, Madden Ultimate Team. And the offense readies for a 1st down and 10. First down, the run with Lynch. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to be a loss of 15 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. Spins by. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. On 3rd down, they go Lynch. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They'll run for it. Lynch. He spins free. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game, that punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So,
and Owen coughed it up, and the Lions have recovered.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 2nd down, Lynch able to power through. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And some room to work. And he's eventually brought down, but not before he reaches the 39, just shy of the 40. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Yeah, that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Now back to throw. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. All right, nice job. I believe that is challenge met and defeated from where I sit. Congratulations. Good job on this Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. All right, it's Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. You know the drill. Let's get right down to it. And now the offense getting set, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll dump it off complete to Lynch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Obviously a big 1st down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They'll drop to throw, and he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. 4th down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big 1st down.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll set up to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Gronkowski the intended target. And it's 2nd down. This entire defensive unit, Charles, they've really put in a good shift tonight, so to speak.
I like how you phrased that. This has been a good shift. They punched the clock the entire evening. Ought to have shirts that have their names on them in the front to let them know these are blue-collar workers who are getting it done.
And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories. Now, that was an excellent return to start overtime. So do they get crazy and attack the end zone and try and get the 6 points to end the game? Or do you just play it to where you kick the field goal and put the game in the hands of your defense?
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
He'll drop to throw. He'll check this down to Lynch. Complete. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's that's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
Fresh set of downs here. Back to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Once that ball was popped in the air, you could almost hear the silence, the collective breath being held here in the stadium.
Let's be honest about it. We both came out of our chairs, didn't we?
And he can't escape, and down he goes. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They dump it off to Lynch. Look at the spin.
Balance.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime rules, a touchdown finishes it off.
Yeah, looking to win it right away. Good to know, though, that they have 3 in their back pocket if they need it. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And caught by Chad Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. And that does it for this one. Pat yourself on the back. You just completed and dominated the Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. All right, you saw the challenge on the screen. I don't need to repeat it. It's Solo Challenge. Madden Ultimate Team. Go earn your keep. And now the offense getting ready on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. 1st and 10 now. 1st and 10. 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 to throw here. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Now Lynch. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter. Do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
It's a 3-man line, okay? 85. 85.
On 3rd down, that's Lynch. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
180.
Running for it. Here's Lynch. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. Jim Caldwell's guys cannot come through there on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
He's back to throw. Now Simeon stripped. He lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. So that does it. Put this one in the books. A successful Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. See you next time. All right, so the challenge is laid out in front of you. Can you complete it? We're about to find out. Solo challenge, Madden Ultimate Team time. Let's go. And here are the Lions now as they get set on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first look is incomplete.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
6 yards there on the pickup, and it'll be 1st down Lions. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a 1st down.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this 1st quarter. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey,
They'll run again with Lynch. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, that's Lynch. Oh, and now he bowls him over. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. They've already gone for it and made it once on this opening drive. They're going to try it again on 4th down. Now Lynch. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Jim Caldwell's guys cannot come through there on 4th down. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. First drive of the ball game, always so important, especially with these shortened quarters, but unable to take advantage.
And that certainly feels like they came out of the locker room in 4-down territory. All right, no matter what, they were going to go for it. Most of the time during the game, the head coach lets the offensive coordinator know, I'm giving you 4 downs in this situation. I think they planned it during the week this time.
And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all. As we will make it. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Nortman on to kick as he sends it away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
He
up.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And that does it for this Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. You did it. You defeated it. Congratulations. We'll see you next time. All right, your challenge awaits. Can you fulfill that solo challenge? Time to find out. It is indeed the solo challenge, and it's Madden Ultimate Team time. And on 2nd down, the offense gets ready to rock. They'll set up a throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. He'll be stopped shy of the 45 despite a great move. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So the field goal unit is coming on here, and boy, this is going to be darn near impossible. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Well, he does have a good leg, I'll give him that, but not that good.
Not by a long shot.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Rivers now, the throw on 1st down. Caught by Gates, left side. Touchdown, L.A. Antonio Gates, 37 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike for 6. Extra point attempt to come here. Quarterback loves the receivers, but sometimes his best friend is that tight end.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Because we always talk about the guys out wide and how acrobatic they are. But that tight end, great sight lines, easier throws. they become a bigger and bigger weapon as the NFL evolves.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. The gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. Third down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. To throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They'll look to throw here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout, and they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left. They'll throw now on the final play. Looking middle, it's caught by Gronkowski. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game. I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful. And it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Especially for the final play of the first half to have the guts to do that. But I guess, what do we say? The end will justify the means, right?
No doubt about it. For you and me, we live, we learn.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
All right, Brandon.
Sorry, Larry. Your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
They'll start the third quarter on the ground with Gordon, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On the ground, it's Lynch. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Mr. Davis, you're a football lifer, my friend. You've called games at the highest level. You know head coaches inside and out. Please explain that one to me. Speechless. So from the 40 to the 45, 5-yard. And now the offense getting ready on 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now back to throw. He'll dump it off complete to Lynch. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw. And Gronkowski's got it. Complete over the middle. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Lynch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Marshawn Lynch. A 14. And on 2nd down, the offense gets ready to rock. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Back to throw now on first down. And they'll let it go deep for Crook. It's caught inside the 25. And that one results in 35 yards. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Dan Carpenter to try a field goal here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Carpenter knocks it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Nice job. Congratulations defeating the Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge.